Hello, everybody, and welcome to SHL Week tonight. We were flying by the seat of our pants to see if we were gonna make it tonight, but we did make it. Thanks for Banja coming through. So, Banja, how are you doing this evening?
I'm pretty tired. It's been a long day, but glad I could make this happen.
Excellent, excellent. And then the original idea for tonight's episode was that I was supposed to try to get Arcane THL for Tiny Fin Fan Club and Mange for Sexy Ombre. Unfortunately, Arcane had a last minute thing that he had to take care of, so unfortunately, he is not going to be on the show tonight. But we do have Mange here representing Sexy Ombres in Texas. Mange, how you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
I'm good, good. All right, so let's start off with a quick review of the semifinals last week, the Final Four. And I want to start us off talking about Big Deck Bandits versus Tiny Pen Fan Club in one of what may be just straight up one of the closest matches we've seen in a playoff yet. At least in the time that I remember being in THL and SHL. I don't know if I've ever seen a semifinal come down to a tie where they had to go to tiebreakers to break this. Mage, I know you've been in the league longer than I have, so you might know if there are. Is this something that has happened before, or is this kind of a unusual thing to occur?
Actually, my team back in season, I want to say two, it might have been season three, tied in the semifinals against Supreme, led by Dude Mason at the time, and we ended up losing that one due to tiebreakers. And the semifinals, and of course they ended up going on to win the championship. So I have seen it before, but it's certainly very rare.
And I may be wrong, but I don't. Was there a tie at all in either regular season for THL or SHL this season? I don't think there was for SHL. Not sure about THL.
I don't remember. I mean, there's so many matches that occurred
Yeah.
During the season. I can't say that it never happened,
Mm-hmm.
but really though, I mean, in the regular season, it's not as important because
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
tied, nobody gets
course.
a bonus.
Of course. But
So,
and then the really awesome thing was Big Deck Bandit started up 8-0 in the points, and
yes, correct. Yeah,
yeah.
and so yeah,
So,
imposition started his match early in the week.
Mhm.
So he swept G kick. And then there was a very unfortunate circumstance with Si Ho Yun versus Blake Hall, which basically I don't want to go through all details because I'm the black division manager, so I don't want to go too deep into this. But essentially, what happened is Si Ho Yun accidentally emailed himself with a schedule change instead of emailing Blake Hall with a schedule change. And unfortunately, that means we had to give the DC win to Blake Hall because they were not able to reschedule it at that point. So really unfortunate circumstance there. But then we get to SHL Sunday Ticket this past week. One match was still pending. It was the Jasper versus Finicadare match, which actually got resolved during SHL Sunday Ticket. And then we had the two matches that were actually on SHL
Mhm.
Sunday Ticket, including Fly versus Grid Gaming and Arcane THL versus Matadon. And Tiny Fan Club ended up taking both of those, but the series ended up tied after all said and done. But since Tiny Fan Club won three of their matches, they advanced to the finals of the SHL playoffs.
Yeah. Yes, and
So,
that last match last week, it came down to the fifth game of the final series of the match, and it was whoever won that game took their team to the finals. So hopefully we'll have something similar this week.
I hope so. It'd be really nice to have a lot of these games um, go to the final match or go to game
Mm-hmm.
five of a lot of these matches going forward. Uh, Getting into the chat room, so I realized that let's see, I sort of left that open so that I can interact with the chat room a little bit. So a really exciting match between those two, and with Tiny Fin coming out on top. So now, of course, they're going to face the winner of Plum Tropics versus Sexy Hombres in Texas. Now, this one actually, unfortunately, we did not get any of these match streams, but Sexy Hombres ended up defeating Tropics 14-11. Taking wins actually in the 2, 3, and 4 seeds. Well, Anwar and Roche unfortunately lost their game in the 1 and 5 seed. And I believe last week on this show we talked about that we thought Ridiculous Hat versus Silas might be the most important match because we were thinking that Anamora would beat Arakoki, and then we thought the bottom two seeds would probably go to Flint Tropics. But it ended up being that the 2, 3, and 4 seeds are the ones that actually went to Sexy Hombres instead to get going there. So since we have the captain of Sexy Hombres, I think it's reasonable. What are your thoughts on this match this week?
Oh, are you talking my thoughts on the match last week against the?
Yeah, against Flint Tropics.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. We played them in the regular season, and it was pretty close, but they ended up getting the better of us. But I always feel really confident in my guys, especially this group here. We have a lot of, all of these guys have had a ton of success playing Hearthstone, in DHL, SHL over, the last, few seasons. So I was completely confident that we were going to take it home, and we started off with some good news with D Lyman and Darkseid getting early wins, and then I thought that M had finished up for us, but he ended up getting reverse swept, and so I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, no, I'm always believing in my guys, and there wasn't really a doubt in my mind that they'd end up coming up on top.
Yeah, very impressive overall, I have to say. And that's something we did talk about extensively last week, is just the experience on Sexy Hombres. From the old remnants of Pocahontas in space to now Sexy Hombres in Texas, just switching one baller function to another, I guess. But so they definitely have experience for, which might end up being a benefit for them in the finals as well. Because Huntington Fan Club is actually pretty much all new to SHL. I think like Fly and Seahill Young, this is their first seasons in SHL. I know Arcane's been here for a while, stuff like that. But we'll get to the preview for the finals in just a second. Bonja, what are your thoughts on this Sexy Hombres versus Flint Tropics matchup?
It pretty much went down like I expected. I think once the playoffs were seeded, I think I had Tiny Fin Fan Club and Sexy Hombres as the best two teams anyway. So I think the playoffs, surprisingly for a Hearthstone tournament, which is always gets that RNG tag slammed on it, I think they went pretty much towards the favored team so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, but admittedly, when I did my bracket in week 1,
Mm-hmm.
I believe I chose Flint Tropics over this the team, and kind of looking at what I was looking at from PR standing and record and everything else, that I thought that Flint Tropics would come out, but I knew this match was going to be close, and it was close for this. So Sexy Hombres was able to pick up that win, and so now we're sort of set up. So let's just get to it, because this is, I think, what we really want to talk about the most this evening. Is we have one match, but it's the most important match of the season. It's the SHL Finals against Tiny Fin Fan Club against Sexy Hombres in Texas. Now, interestingly enough, there are already 2 matches that have been completed at this point. The Fly was able to beat D Lineman 3-2, so they took that one to 5 games. And then Ridiculous Hat was able to beat Arcane DHL 3-1. So, as of right now, the way the points are sitting with 2 games completed is Sexy Hombres is currently ahead of Tiny Fan Club 6-5. But there are still 3 more matches to go. Now, I will also say Seahill Young has not submitted classes yet, and Road GT has not submitted classes yet. So, if they would forget to submit classes, then it all comes down to Darkseid and Jasper. Mm-hmm. But let's assume for the moment they will submit their classes.
You would hate to see a DQ in the finals.
But it has happened before. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Two seasons ago.
2 seasons ago, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, we have a person who DQ'd with us, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, alright, so it has happened before where somebody has DQ'd in the finals. You don't want to see it, but it has happened before.
Rogue's not going to DQ. We're talking about his classes. as we do the show now.
Okay.
Estimating next 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, there's still a couple hours, 3 hours, I think,
Yeah.
before we do this. So let's go off the assumption that the classes are going to be submitted, and we already have 2 games in the books. So, Mange, let's start with you. Why is Sexy Hombre going to win this match?
Why is Sexy Hombre is going to win this match? Well, collectively, I feel like we have just an insane amount of experience. We have guys that have finished, multiple times in the top 100 legend. We have guys that have hit legend, 25 straight seasons in Hearthstone. Guys that competed in DreamHack, a few weeks ago. People that have had a lot of success in other CCGs, like Pokemon, and people that have won championships in this league before. I just think that collectively we match up against anyone extremely well, and I don't think that this is any different. Granted, Tiny Fin Fan Club is very good, and a lot of what I just said applies to them as well. So I don't mean any disrespect to them. Like, they're definitely a worthy opponent. They are very, very good in their own right. But I believe that we're gonna come out on top just because we've just been here before, and it's just another week of Hearthstone for us, really.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Banja try to take this. So Banja, make an argument, make a case for Tiny Fan Club. You're currently behind 1 point. How do you see Tiny Fan Club potentially winning this match?
Well, I'm just looking at the remaining matchups, and with my prediction, I came up with it's going to end up in another tie. So this is what I'm seeing. Okay, right. So yeah, Sehun is going to beat Animor 3-2. And then let's see what. And then Jasper is also going to win 3-2 in Starkside. And then I'm sorry. And then Rogue is going to beat G Kick 3-1, and I believe that puts the score even. What? I think
12?
that's 9, 12, 13, 10. Or no, Rogue. I think Rogue is going to sweep. Somehow it's going to end up in a tie at 13 points.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually, with the argument that I think you just made, you said Jasper and Seahook. So you're saying that it will be a close match. With if it ends in a tie, then Tiny Fan will win because of the 3 games.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, and so kind of where are you getting sort of the numbers in terms of the 3-2? How do you think they're going to be that close?
Okay. Well, I'm looking at Animor and seeing 500 is anything above 500, 498. At that skill level, it's usually they're pretty close in skill. Right, the better you are at Hearthstone, or you get at Hearthstone, the your skill level marginally decreases. Like the amount you increase in your skill marginally decreases, right? So like Rogue, JT versus G Kick, I think PRs at that level. There's just a lot of variance with the 5 seeds, I think. And so I think Rogue is going to be able, since he is getting class suggestions from his team, G-Kick maybe too, but you can never say. But I'm going to say Rogue is going to have an advantage, is going to be able to sweep Kick. And then I'm going to say the other two are just very close matchups, and I'm just giving the favored to the higher PR just by a little bit.
Okay. So let's start with the matches that have already taken place, sort of kind of get where my opinion is going from. Before these matches take place, you told me, pick the winner for each one of these games. I would have picked the Fly Fly over G Mile. It would have been close, and I'm glad to see it was close. So it was a 3-2 win for Fly Fly. But I think I would have picked Fly Fly to win that. Arcane versus Ridiculous, Arcane KHL versus Ridiculous Hat. I would have picked Ridiculous Hat. Again, pretty close, but I would have picked our hat for that matchup. So right now, the way I look at it is I think the matches are falling in line where I would at least expect them to. So then we get to the matches that have not yet been decided. So Sihu Yun, did really well in a Dream Pack, has a lot of experience. Animor also has a lot of experience in this league. Animor's record this season is actually 7-2, counting the playoff matches so far. Siho Young, and we're counting, I think he has 2 different DQs this season. He's certainly at 5-1. So, I mean, his match record, I don't know how much I would read into the match win-loss on this one to go with this. So I feel like I have to go with this one being, who do I think has the most overall experience? And I think I have to give that to Sihu Young. Here is like just his tournament experience, his experience with Last Hero standing. I think I have to do the edge there. Now again, I think this could be another close one. It could go to 5 games because Animor does have a lot of experience in SHL. But I think I'm gonna, if I had to like lean one way or the other, I think I'm leaning towards Sihu Young. Jasper versus Darkseid. Now let's see, get into stat level. So Jasper is currently 6-3, whereas where am I looking at here? Darcy is 3-4. Darkseid's been struggling this season, if we're being completely honest about this. So Darkseid has been struggling, and Jasper's been going a little bit on a better end, but it's still relatively close, I think here. And in this case, given experience here, I believe I would probably give this to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say this. I think Darkseid versus Jasper is the most important match in this lineup. I think that will be the deciding factor as to who wins this game. And the reason why, going down to the other one, G-Kick versus. Sorry, I'm trying to go with the screen here to get information. So, G-Kick versus Rogue JT. So, G-Kick is currently at 5-4. Rogue JT is at 4-2. So those are pretty comparable records overall. Rogue JT has a few less games. I don't know if he had to be subbed out for a few, or if he had a few D2 wins, or what's going on there.
Yeah,
but,
made him less a few weeks there.
Okay, so. But still, I think those are still relatively close records. So actually, really, these matches are going to come down to 4 and 5 seeds here. But I think more than anything, I think it's going to come down to that 4th seed matchup. Because if Jasper can win, I think Tiny can win. If Darkseid wins, I think Sexy Ombre wins. If I'm going just solely based off of PR and record and anything else, I would give it to Jasper right now. So that's why I think my original prediction so many weeks ago of Tiny Fin Fan Club, I think is going to hold, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close. But it's definitely going to come down to those last 2 matches, I think. Because as I said, I think Siho Yon, I think, will pick up the win against Animor. So it all comes down to that last 2 matches as to what occurs here. So it's going to be close. And this is actually one of the more exciting finals I think we've seen in a while in SHL. So I'm very excited to see how it plays out and everything. But right now I'm leaning towards it. I think personally I'm going with Tiny Fan Club here, but really, really close. So I guess we all have our predictions then. Banja, I know you argue for Tiny Fan Club, but is that your prediction to win this week, or do you have a different prediction?
No, I see no reason why Sexy Hombres has an advantage. I mean, yeah, they're up by 1 point now, but like all the other remaining matches, the PR advantage is for Tiny Fan. So I think that Tiny Fan is just the better team.
All right. And then, of course, you're definitely pulling for Sexy Hombres here. So, And I think I've given my arguments and reasoning as to why. Now, is there anything that any sort of data besides looking at PRs and records and anything else, that you think we should really look at when comparing these two teams?
No, I don't think so. PR can be off the gauge. There's not a lot of sample size there. And so like I see like Roden's like a 185 PR in SHL, but if you go back and look at his records through HL and SHL, he has just flat out one of the highest win rates in league history. So I think that I would give him a really great shot to beat anyone in the 5 scheme because of that. Um, but I mean, no, I think you guys are both very fair in your assessments, and should be a really great rest of finals. I'm excited to see how it shakes out.
Yep, absolutely. So, from what I think you were telling us earlier, there's one match that's playing like right now, correct?
Yes.
So, do you know which match? Is it the Jasper Dark Side?
It is Jasper Darkseid, and I have a score update for you if you guys want it.
Ooh, okay.
As far as I know, Jasper is up 2-0 against Darkseid. So.
Okay. So, all right. So, of course, anything can happen with last match. So
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
D Lineman was up 2-0 against the Class Line and got reverse swept, so you never know.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
so,
Darkseid can pull it up.
Okay, we still have quite a few little things to go through in the show, so maybe hopefully by the end of the show we might have a final result.
Yeah.
To add to that. So, all right. So, anything else before the SHL finals? Before we go on to guest interview and question and answer section. And unfortunately, we didn't get any memes. We need memes, folks. Hit us with memes. So, anything else before we go to the guest interview?
Not for me.
Okay. All right. So, of course, we always have kind of a set of questions in the correspondence. Just feel free to jump in at any moment with your own questions. But I do have sort of a baseline set of questions to go with. So, Mange, what got you started in Hearthstone?
I think I was on Reddit and I came across a YouTube video of Total Biscuit playing the Hearthstone beta, and it looked like such a blast. So I tried to get into the beta. Couldn't get a key to save my life, and was really upset about it. And then I woke up one day and there was a key just chilling in my email, and pretty much since then I've been Hearthstone. Yeah, just a lot of Hearthstone.
All right. So in terms of THL and SHL, how did you find out about THL and SHL initially? I know you've been in for a while.
Yes.
In fact, I actually think you're probably one of the first people that I remember being in when I first got in. So, how did you get involved with THL and SHL?
Yeah, so I was playing a lot of Hearthstone with some friends. Some of them still in the league today: Captain Murdoch, M-Bulk, HS, and a few others that aren't in the league anymore. And we were just like browsing Reddit, and I found a thread in competitive Hearthstone talking about this competitive league. It was actually someone was asking how they could get started. In a competitive team. And, they asked Reddit, and a lot of people from THL were posting, "Hey, check out teamheartleague.com." Like it was like Jedi and Beer Day, who doesn't really play anymore, and a few other people. So I did, and this was like all the way back in season beta, which was probably 2.5 years ago. And I signed up, played in season beta with my team, and I loved it. Made a lot of new friends, and I just became more and more involved. And that's kind of this is pretty much how it happened.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted watching this World Series game as well. It's a great game.
Oh yeah, it's like okay, so yeah, I forgot the game 7. All right, so we probably do need to hurry this up a little bit to get to the conclusion of that. So, So, what do you have as kind of like favorite card? If you had to pick one card throughout the history of Hearthstone, what's your favorite
Oh
card?
boy, this is such an easy question. I think most people by now that have talked to me in THL know it, but I really love Fell Reaver. Fell Reaver was my favorite card. I would throw it in like random hunter decks, and I used to play in Mech Mage, and I played it in Mech Shaman, and I would bring them, THL. In fact, I think if you look through like the THL YouTube channel, you could find a video of me playing the Capacity 14 all the way back in season Taba, where I just have Fell Reaver in every single one of my decks, and I'm just hitting him in the face over and over again.
Nice.
And so, yeah, Fell Reaver, and then I guess like a close second would be Bitter Tat Hydra, since it's fairly similar.
Yeah, it's like it's a big undercosted minion that has a slight drawback.
Yeah, those are my favorite type of cards. Cards that are way overstandard with the drawback that you can that challenges you as a deck builder to use it in interesting ways. Those are definitely my favorite type of cards.
Yeah, especially when you play it against players who uh, try to take too much of an advantage of the drawback, and so
Yes.
just leave your minion there.
Yeah, I mean, they're so often playing on ladder. I would throw down Fell Reaver, and people would just waste their hand, and I would I would have two cards in my deck, but it wouldn't matter because like I have payday and you're dead.
Yeah, very true. It's like, yeah, it's the only good they can say. What's it? Not even like Magic the Gathering. Okay, so there was that sort of drawback. Is like, okay, well, once you have no library, you're dead. But in
Right.
in Hearthstone, it doesn't matter because even if you have no library, you're not technically dead yet.
Exactly.
You have to draw fatigue. So that's why having those that type of drawback is not really the biggest of deals when you think about it, just because of that reason. So, so with that in mind, I'm actually gonna alternate one of these questions. So,
No, actually, I actually have a question. Kind of ties
yeah,
into favorite card. Is there a card in Hearthstone that's it's a bad card now? Is there a card, one of those cards that you wish would be good?
Oh, a bad card that I wish would be good. That's a
Yes.
good question. Oh boy. Maybe something like That's a great question, man. I'll go with Bright-Eyed Scout. I think that card, it sees some fringe play like Big Bird,
Yeah.
but I think that card is really interesting, and it challenges you as a deck builder to try to make it work. So I think Bright-Eyed Scout is a really cool card that might have its day in the sun one day.
I would say,
Yeah.
admittedly, I think with SHL Sunday Ticket, I think I've seen more Broken Scout in the past like 2 weeks than I ever thought I would actually see. Because we've had several easy big easy druid decks. Come on, so yeah, so we've seen actually a fair enough amount of. I don't think it's actually grabbed anything good yet, but
I
for five
also am
mana.
a big fan of Arthas. Maybe one day Arthas will be good enough to be played.
I hope Arthas is good one day. It's just something like it's such a great death rattle. So, I mean, I know Inzost's about to rotate out in April, but still, like,
You know.
it would be really nice if it was. Okay, I don't know, disconnected there for a second. So, all right. So, I'm gonna move one of these questions around. So, since you're like undercosted minions with drawbacks, I'm assuming you're probably more of an aggro mid-range player versus say like a control or combo player.
Oh, I'd say maybe when I first started playing Hearthstone, I didn't have a lot of dust. I definitely gravitated more toward like board centric tempo decks just because they were cheapest to build. But I don't know. I've been playing the game so long. I'll play everything. It doesn't matter, especially for THL. It really punishes you if you can only play a certain style of archetype. So I learned to adjust. So I control, mid range, aggro, combo. Like I'll play everything. It doesn't, you know. I just like winning, and so whatever the best deck to accomplish that, regardless of archetype, I'll do it.
Yeah, that is what I found with THL SHL is if you only know how to play one class of decks, like if you bring four aggro decks, you're gonna run into something that's just going to wreck you. And then when people know that, then they're gonna take advantage of that because again, we see, class selections for our games. So we can alternate decks. So yeah, I've had to get from I like Magic. I've always been a control player, but I've had to get to like, all right, well, I have to play Pirate Warrior, so I have to learn how to play this aggro deck, and then you know
Yeah,
other
exactly.
stuff like that. So yeah, so it's definitely a nice little skill that THL and SHL does teach you. Um, so the next question I have is, if you were in control of Hearthstone and you could make one class just disappear from the game forever, like you could push a button and it's gone, you never have to face it again. What would it be and why?
Oh boy. That's a great question. You know what? I'll say Druid. I just when they have the turn to your wild growth, it's one of the most frustrating feelings because like, all right, my chances of winning this just got much worse, and like I had no control over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think that a card like wild growth and a class like Druid, it it's just kind of like everything that's wrong with Hearthstone, and in one card and one opener. So yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
Druid. That's really
yeah,
frustrating.
yeah. That's I think that's fair. It's like because it's always Druid's always been the mana ramp class. It's like it's always how much can I cheat mana out, one way or the other. So I can definitely see Druid being just be like go away forever. Um, let's see, Bonjo, are you back? So you can't talk for the next 2-ish minutes. So
Yeah, I'm back.
okay, you're back. Okay, so any other questions for Mange before we get to our final question?
I do not.
All right, excellent. So let's move on to it. So we've been doing this since the show has begun, and we're going to continue doing it. We're going to do Love, Mary Kill as our final question for the guest interview. And this week we're going to do Love, Mary Kill with Paladin Legendary.
Oh,
So here is your option. So again, your option, you have to assign one of these to each: Love, Marry, or Kill. Tyrion Fordring, Wickerflame Burn Bristle, Sunkeeper Tyrion. I think I misspelled Tyrion in the show notes too. But
awesome.
anyway, all right. So you have to love knowing what love actually means that we can't say on the PHL stream. Marry and kill.
Okay, so I'll go with definitely will marry Tyrion Fordring because he's my boy. Had him in the collection for a long time now. He's been with me thick and thin. You have to have that kind of committed partner. For sure. But my little side piece to love is definitely Sunkeeper Dream. So nice, making all my 1/1s and 3/3s and just ruining my opponent's day, swinging the game in a way that normally shouldn't be swinged. And then we'll just kill off Burn Bristle because he was like one of the OG lifesteal cards and didn't even have life. I didn't even say lights on him. I just like,
No,
how can you trust him?
no, it's like he's already on fire, so he's like halfway there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He's already dead. I'm just finishing it off.
Yeah, it's like he goes, I'm on fire. It's like, okay, well, all right, in that case, we'll just finish off killing you. Which actually, I'm going to tell you, my options would have been the exact same thing. I think Tyrion just too much value not to marry, and Sunkeeper Dream can either stabilize the board or if you have a bunch of tokens out, just be like, okay, and now you're dead. So,
Exactly.
I'm for those. So, Bonja, do you have any different? This may be
Yeah.
the easiest love marry kill that we've actually done.
Well, no, I want to switch it up here.
Okay.
I'm going to keep Tyrion Fordring for Mary, like you guys said, but I'm going to. Wicker Flame Burn Bristle is one of my favorite sound entrance effects. And I think he's a cool card, and so I'm gonna love him. But I can't marry him because he does get really annoying sometimes when you're not the one playing him, especially when a redemption comes down. uh, Sunkeeper Tarim, I've just usually in my games. I don't play a lot of Paladin, so I'm usually thinking, oh well, I should win as long as he doesn't play Sunkeeper Tarim and get nutty trades on me. So just don't have Tarim, and then so whenever they do have Tarim, I'm very sad. So I'm going to kill off Sunkeeper Tarim.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think Tyrion always has to be the marry. I think
Yeah.
playing Sunkeeper, you can just sort of alternate. I will say in my defense for Winter Flame being the kill, the best thing about Winter Flame now is if he's still in your deck, you still play Corpse Taker and get two
Mm-hmm.
Winter Flame Burn Bristles that are one additional mana, or one additional health and one additional power.
You could say, I'm gonna kill Tyrion and take my weapon.
That's true too. That is an option that none of us actually looked at. Was, do we just want, what's the name of the sword? I used to play WoW and I would know this off the top of my head.
Ashbringer.
Ashbringer, yeah, yeah. So yeah, just go to her and get the Ashbringer, and then we'll worry about everything else later on. So, all right, excellent. So we only have one more of these. Next week we're going to be doing it with the winning team. So we'll have to come up with something really good for last week for Love, Marry, Kill. So we do have some question and answers. I actually just added one because I just remembered this. That BlizzCon is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So, anything Hearthstone related that you're predicting? Because I do have a few ideas as to, we've sort of seen a first glimpse into what the next expansion could be, which I hope it is not.
What is that? I haven't been following too much.
I don't think there is any way they're doing a pirate themed expansion.
I hope not. Not
I mean,
it's like the Golden Legendary. Let me look this up real quick.
That's interesting because the pirate theme is pretty heavily rumored to be the next World of Warcraft expansion.
So that might the Hearthstone Golden card they revealed, that could be somewhat tied to the new Warcraft expansion.
It could be. It may
kind
not
of
have,
a simultaneous release sort of thing.
My only argument against that at this point is, I know they've done it in the past, but to say that only people who have the virtual ticket or are at BlizzCon will have access to this legendary, I guess they could technically allow you to craft it.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, okay. So it might be. I'm really hoping that this is not a pirate expansion, because if it is, why? It's like I know Patches is going to rotate out in April, but still, why?
I don't think it's going to be a pirate expansion. I mean the community has already complained enough about Patches. I don't think there's any way they're going to push more pirates onto us.
I think you can potentially get away with a pirate expansion if there are other archetypes viable pirates. I mean, we had like a dragon archetype, right? Like a really slow in your hand hold. Like tribe. So I think the pirates could work and not be as universally hated, as long as they're not a bunch of just aggressively causing static, aggro cards.
I would like to see a pirate expansion, but I would like to see it the one after this when Patches rotates out. I just think the fact that Patches is in the game, I just don't want a pirate expansion with that card in the game.
Okay, so if we're gonna say no to the pirate expansion, what is it? Because we know this is gonna be announced because the third expansion usually comes out in the beginning of December. So what is your predictions for the next expansion? I would say, and remember they did give us 3 teaser images before. Let me.
Yeah, I believe the one for this one's just a little bag of gold, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen any teasers or anything. Like I said, I haven't really followed or something, so I don't know what the card or the users are.
Let me see if I can bring it. All right, so it looks like almost like a letter, maybe like a seal of some sort. How you used to, like old days, you had a like a scroll on that, and you would seal it, something to say show that it's not been open. It sort of looks like that, but I'm not 100% certain as to what that is. Right now, I think it may be completely open as to what this expansion is, but it was like.
I think the other teaser was a picture of a kobold.
So,
I think so. People were theorizing in with gold something about underground kind of kobolds live in holes, and they stash gold, and the pirates you could get gold. So there should kind of be a combination of that in some way.
We're gonna finally get a candle card in.
Yeah.
And Hearthstone. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yes.
So, all right. So those are interesting options. Yeah, I don't know. It could definitely be something like a treasure map, something like that, to kind of go with the gold expansion. Which then is you can still have you can still have that same legendary without being a full pirate expansion.
Something like the pirates are trying to steal the gold from the kobolds.
Pirates versus kobolds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the more I'm thinking about that, now that would actually be pretty awesome.
That'd be pretty funny. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't do that. I mean, all the hints if they made that, all the hints would be viable. So, we can hope.
Right,
That's what I'm going with.
All right, so here's the second half of the prediction, and I was thinking about this today, because I believe Ben Brode earlier in the interview said early in 2018 they're going to be rolling out a new ladder system for rank.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is going to be the first time we hear about what this is at BlizzCon this week?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. Yeah, I think now if you are committed, you're committed to launching the ladder system early next year, what better place to announce it and show it off at BlizzCon? I like that.
That's actually sort of, I had to guess a prediction for BlizzCon this weekend. I think we're going to hear the first discussion about a new ladder system. I don't know if it's going to be like Overwatch where you have gold, silver, or whatever else, and when you're determining you have to play placement matches or whatever to figure out where you start off at and you can earn your way up. I don't know, but I think we're going to hear the first rumblings of that.
So I would think that, but for some reason, I think I saw somewhere where they're not, where Blizzard said they are not announcing rank changes at BlizzCon.
Oh, right.
Let me go to that right now. Actually, yeah, Ben Brode tweeted on October 3rd, quote, "We are actively working on that, but won't announce the changes at BlizzCon."
Well, shoot that completely down then.
Unfortunately.
Right, so no rank changes. Will we get to hear a new Ben Brode rap this weekend? That's the real question. I probably won't have to go after the game, but still. All right, so we did get one other question from Maya Sly, actually. Which Hearthstone character did you dress up for as Halloween? And I'll go and start off with this because my answer is none. I actually didn't do anything for Halloween. I'm, a person working and day job and everything else, and no children. I'm like, don't bother. So, but if I was going to dress up as a character for Halloween, it would definitely be Reno Jackson. But then you can tell everybody it's Indiana Jones, but they don't know any different. So it's like, oh yeah, cool Indiana Jones outfit. It's like, no, it's actually Reno Jackson, but I'm not gonna say it out loud. So if you're did dress up for Halloween, do a Hearthstone character, and if not, then what would you have done?
I didn't dress up. I'm boring.
Okay, so in that case, then, if someone held a gun to your head and said you have to dress up for Halloween, and it has to be a Hearthstone character, which one?
Then definitely
Reaver. Oh, yeah, of course, makes sense. How about you, Bonta? Did you dress up for anything for Halloween?
I did not dress up, but I would go with Archmage Antonidas.
Ooh, that's a good one too. That is a
Yep,
really good
and you hand out fireballs.
one. You just hand out fireballs.
Yeah.
You can just say, aha!
Yes.
Aha! Aha! Yeah, that is actually pretty great. So, alright. So, normally this would be the end now of this section. We do not have anything. And right now it looks like, so we're going to be talking about SHL Sunday Ticket. As of right now, apparently we do not have a match. There's some possibility of Rogue and G-Kick to be playing, but we're not 100% certain. So I think all the matches, which also sort of makes sense because I don't know if anybody on either of these teams are actually going to BlizzCon. So that may be part of the reason why they're trying to get these matches out. I know Ridiculous had, I believe it's there with Point and Seed, if I remember correctly, correct? You might know that.
Not sure.
I'm not 100% certain either, but so that may be part of the reason why they're trying to get it. So if we have something for SHL Sunday Ticket, pay attention to the Facebook group. that is where it will be at, and we will give you all the information. But as of right now, we don't have anything at the moment, but we'll let you. So, with that, we have come to the end of the show. So, Andy, thank you for coming. Great having you on the show.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Banja, again, thanks for being able to come on and host the stream for us. It was definitely very helpful.
Glad to help.
So, and good to have you on the show again. So, until next week, any last words, Mange?
Just good luck to Tiny Fin Fan Club. It was a great season, and no matter who wins, it'll be well deserved for sure.
Anything about gravy or anything? Weren't you the one who always dropped that on Tavern Talk? Or
Oh God, I don't. What did I say? I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. All right. Until next week, where we'll have the winners of the SHL finals. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.